Welcome, everyone. We are here in the We Are One Summit Inner Peace to Build a Better Planet. And we are here with dreamer and dream therapist Sivya Gover. Sivya is the author of Dreaming on the Page, Tap into Your Midnight Mind to Supercharge Your Writing, and other books for sleep and dreams and writing for adults and for children. She's a writer, an educator, and a certified dream work professional. Sivya leads a lot of workshops and panels about dreams and mindfulness and writing domestically and abroad. She's on the board of International Association of the Study for Dreams, and she is the founder of 350 Dreamers, an international collection of good souls dreaming together for global healing. And and there'll be some links to find more about your goodies below. But welcome, Sivya. I am so grateful that you are here and talking to us about your collective healing work, the 350 Dreamers.
I am very pleased to be here. There's not very much that I enjoy speaking about more.
Yeah. So tell us how it all began. How did you get in? Well, what is the 350 Dreamers, and how did you get involved in this?
350 Dreamers is, as you said in the intro, a collection of good people who want to do something about global healing and are taking it from a spiritual perspective, a perspective of the inner world and the inner life, as well as taking action, as I say, off the pillow. So, on the pillow, um, around the time of the equinoxes and the solstices, we dream together. In other words, people from around the world, there are over 1,000 of us, set our intention to dream for global healing. And it's as simple as that. And then we have faith that whatever dreams come are serving that purpose. And in the morning, we get online and we share dreams and we help each other look for what might be the collective message or the message for us as individuals to serve the collective in the face of this time of great climate cataclysm and crisis. And
Yeah.
how I got into this is that I've been a dreamer all my life, an active dreamer, somebody who's curious about my dreams. And, not only do I have my dreams, I live by them. I look to them for guidance, for information. And that's just been my life. And it became my profession about 15 years ago.
Mm.
In terms of the 350 Dreamers, a friend of mine back in about 2008 or 2009 invited me to go with her to hear a talk by Bill McKibben, the head of 350.org. And I said at first, even though, caring about the environment has been central to who I am since I was a little girl, when I was 10 years old, I made a club called Help Our World that met in my basement, and
Oh,
focused on the environment. Yeah. So this has been core to who I am all along. But I was feeling so despondent at that point. I said, I don't want to go hear Bill McKibben talk. I'm just going to get depressed.
yeah.
And my friend said, just come. And I did. And I did not get depressed. I got inspired. And at the end of his talk, Bill McKibben, who's been a vocal leader, passionate leader for the environment in light of the climate crisis, put out a call to action to all of us. And he said, I want everyone in this room to commit before you leave today to do
Mm.
something on, and he set a date a few months into the future on this particular date, something big, something bold to
Mm.
call attention to this crisis.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought, what can I do? I'm a dreamer, I'm a poet, what do I do? And I got this idea, let me see if I can get 350 people in honor of 350.org to dream together on a single night for global healing. And I only had a few months to do it. I used Facebook at the time, that was the big social media, and I used my contact list. And we had more than 350 dreamers on that first night. We
Wow.
dreamed together for global healing, and everybody in that group was like, let's keep doing this. And so we have.
So you mentioned earlier that one of the you come together on the equinoxes. What is special for you about that time of the year in terms of dreaming, in terms of those earth rhythms? Like why the equinoxes?
Yeah, we do the equinoxes and the solstices. We started out doing every month on the new moon,
Mhm.
but I run this single-handedly, and that got to be a little bit too much for me. So even from the beginning with the new moons, we were tying it to the natural, signals and systems of the earth because this is who we're dreaming for. And so the solstices and the equinoxes are another powerful time of transition, of change, of energy coalescing, and it keeps us in the natural rhythms, which is so important to what we're doing.
Absolutely. What kind of change have you noticed through your dream life as well as the outer impact? Sometimes the outer impact is harder to describe. Um, but yeah, how have you sort of noticed this kind of delving inwards through the dreamscape? How has that kind of shown its blossoming and its fruits for you?
Well, actually, on the outside, we have seen results at times. When there was
Mm.
the Exxon Valdez oil spill that was
Mm.
going on, if you recall, for weeks and months, and it was so heartbreaking, just oil pouring into the seas, and we were all so devastated. And it wasn't time for us to do one of our group dreams, but I just put out a message like, let's just do this. Let's just dream to put a stop to this. And there had been no hope the day before. And I tell you, within a few days of our group dream, that spill, that leak got plugged up. So we take credit
Um,
for
yes.
it. Part humorously, part and part, pure belief. Why not? Why not? It
Why not? It
seemed like
doesn't.
there was no solution on the horizon, and then there was.
Yeah. Do
But,
you remember any of the dreams that came through during that time?
I literally have folders full of dreams, but no, I don't remember any particular dreams. And that's part of what's interesting about this.
Yeah.
Each time we do a group dream, it's not that there's one specific dream that tells us do this or don't do that. Although there have been dreams like that. One woman from Paris stopped using her car after one of our dream nights because her
Wow.
dream so clearly told her stop.
You don't need it.
For the most part, as you introduce this topic, it is more internal and subtle. And one of the big effects that we have is just by setting this intention and knowing that hundreds, maybe 1,000 other people are doing it at the same time, you know, and not everybody participates every time, not by a long shot, but we know that there's a big group of people doing the same thing at the same time. Just by doing that alone at the most basic level, and this is a powerful basic level, we're moving past our paralysis, we're moving past our numbness,
Mm.
and we're not doing it alone. We're facing this problem, we're letting this problem into our hearts and minds and into our dreams, knowing that we're in a group of people doing it together. And I just love that there's a cat moving through our field as we do this because this is earth, this is animals, this is the kind of primal energy that we want. So I'm loving
Yeah.
this.
He's like, hello, do not forget me.
I am close to the earth.
Yeah, he definitely moves through my dream spaces. This is my cat, Prince Henri, and he I notice a distinction when I'm doing my own healing in dreams versus when there's just, the gifts coming through. But he shows up in my dreamscape on a regular basis. Like he's very, very present. And not so much my other one, sometimes, but Prince Henri is actively in those spaces with me. So I'm not surprised that he's like, hello.
Animals turn up a lot in our 350 dreamer nights of dreaming, for sure. We
Yeah.
also have a lot of maternal imagery, a lot of mothers, and I think that
Mhm.
that's the archetype of the mother coming from Mother Earth. And we often have a lot of hospitals and emergency vehicles reminding us of the need for help and healing
Mm,
and the emergency situation.
wow. And when those archetypes come through, those dream archetypes, how are they held among the collective? How are they expressed in the group? Like, how do you, when those dream archetypes come up, like, what do you do with them?
Yeah. Yeah. So the first thing we do is we notice together. So people post their dreams, and often people will post their dream with, oh, this has nothing to do with the intention, but I'm going to just share it anyway. And I always encourage people to do that because once you set an intention, once you ask your dreams to respond to a certain call, then the next step is to absolutely have faith that whatever dream comes really is your response.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes other people peeking in to notice what you can't. So, how people hold those archetypes, they will point them out. Oh, there's a mother in your dream.
Yeah.
Could that possibly, we ask, could that be relating to Mother Earth? Could that be calling forth that kind of energy? So people ask a lot of questions. We take the dream in imaginatively as it were our own, as if it were our own. So we might say something like, if it were my dream,
Mm,
that cat moving through would be reminding me to stay close to the earth, to stay close to my instinctual energies, and perhaps even to draw on my strengths as an independent person
mm,
to take some kind of action because cats are so independent.
absolutely. And that is one of my favorite things about your work too, Sivia, is that like you take these things that might be in the dreamscape feel a little annoying or disruptive, and you find such beautiful ways of like walking us through um, the context of them. It's not like you're telling us what they would be, but it's like your work is so transformative and how we can take the raw emotions in our dreams and like still hold them with like love and compassion and some humor. Um, so that is yeah, I really like your interpretation of cats bringing us back to individual action and our instincts. That feels very true.
Nice. And it is so important. I always talk about befriending our dreams
Mm,
because Jeremy Taylor, one of the great dream workers of our time, he's passed on a few years ago, or several years now, but he always said that all dreams come in the service of health, and healing.
mm,
I might be, putting some of my own words into that, but that sentiment that all dreams,
mm,
even the nightmares, especially the nightmares,
mm.
are coming with a message to help us. They're all here to help us evolve. So that's one of the things we do for one another on 350 Dream Nights is that we help each other find that healing energy in the dream, that healing perspective or symbol or prompt in the dream.
I love that. Can you walk us through what some of the kind of 350 dreamer exercises, like can you give us a little taste of your magic?
Absolutely. It's very practical magic.
Yes.
So we start out by encouraging each other and reminding each other to remember our dreams and to pay attention. So that's as simple as putting pen and paper by your bed. The great thing about dreams is they're so natural to us. They come to everyone, they come to all the animals. For all we know, they're coming to the trees too. We know that octopus dream, we know that birds dream, we know that our pets dream. So we're on a dreaming planet. So there's nothing more natural. So it's simple. Put a pen and paper by your bed, be prepared to remember dreams. And then we incubate a dream. And by incubating a dream, we're not controlling or forcing our dreams, we're inviting a dream on a particular topic. So the first dream incubation is to practice for a few it's good to do this for a few days before the group dream to practice remembering your dreams. So simply writing down, tonight I'll remember my dreams. Tonight I'll have dreams. I'll remember dreams. They'll be clear. However, you want to write it down. And you literally write it down. It helps to seal your intention and strengthen it.
It's almost like massaging the kale before you cook with it
I
or
love
before you
that.
make it into a salad, like massaging the subconscious a little bit.
I love that. Absolutely. Massage your subconscious a little bit. And then on dream night, you'll do something a little bit even more intentional. So not only will you write down tonight in my dreams, I will direct my energy to global healing, or I will have a dream of global healing. You can word it in a way that feels right to you,
Mhm.
but you also might add an action. So some people wear a special pair of pajamas that night to sort of remind their subconscious that we're doing something special. Some people journal a little bit about what they love on the planet, what's breaking their heart, or what they want to see, or how they're feeling about being powerless, or feeling relatively powerless in the face of this big um, movement of change. And so you can do any of these things. I keep a little rubber ball that has a picture of the earth on it, and it's
Mhm.
very soft and squishy. So I put that under my pillow. So putting something under your pillow to remind you, to symbolize that you are going into a specific dream space.
Yeah.
Could even be a little note that you put under your pillow, with your intention on it. And
Yeah.
then from there, you go to sleep and you dream. And some people, if you know how to do lucid dreaming, you might do your lucid dream protocols, meaning your protocols to help you become awake and aware within the dream. So you know you're dreaming and can
Mhm.
ask your question specifically right to the dream maker while you're in the dream realm. That's a little bit more advanced, but anybody can try it. And then in the morning, you write down your dream and you post it. We have a Facebook page where we all gather and meet, and
Mhm.
that's where we post our dreams and share comments. And there are guidelines on the Facebook page, for tips on remembering your dreams, for tips on how to write them down, how to share them, and how to speak to each other in ways that are considerate and encourage dialogue and conversation.
Very cool. So you've been doing this for quite a number of years now. How how has this impacted you over time?
One thing that it does is it doesn't let me get numb, and it doesn't let me get complacent. It doesn't let me get hopeless because I'm so aware of having all these people in the field who are doing the same thing. So would say, in short, it makes this issue more integrated, whereas it can feel so overwhelming that I want to just back away, right, or put my head in the sand.
Yeah.
And it buoys me enough to get from one solstice to the equinox, to the solstice, to the equinox, with this group of really beautiful dreamers who are so generous in their sharing and their feedback and their, support of one another.
Do you have any tips for people who are, I say, new dreamers? I know, it is like you said, natural. It's like we're a dreaming planet. Do you have any tips for people who are maybe not fully trusting of their dreams, or trusting that they're going to set the intention and wake up and have a dream for that night? Yeah, do you have any like little tips? I know you kind of talked a little bit about kind of prepping the subconscious a few days ahead of time, having a little bit of a routine. But how do we build the confidence? You know what I mean? Like, how do we build the trust?
Absolutely. So start by thinking of your dreams as a conversation partner. And if you want your conversation partner to talk to you, you want to show that you're interested. So maybe you start to read a little bit more about dreams, or talk a little bit more about dreams, or just show in your day to day life that you value dreams. And so, just as with a conversation partner or a friend, you build your trust slowly over time. And it does take a little time. The first dreams that come through, if you haven't been paying attention for a while, might well be anxiety dreams or disturbing or disquieting dreams. And so take it slowly. Take it if you're writing down dreams and it starts to feel overwhelming, take a step back, just write down one or two sentences that day and just let it rest. You can make requests of your dreams, be gentle with me, or uh,
Mm.
remind yourself to bring love with you to whatever situation you encounter in a dream. So I think it is really building that relationship over time. And when you do have a dream, writing it down, or if you don't have time to write down the whole dream, just write down one image that stayed with you. Right? There was a cafeteria. And just little by little, your dreams will start to respond to you and you'll respond to them and you'll build that confidence and trust just as you would with any other relationship.
Yeah. And I think that's something that, you know, sometimes we have to offer ourselves a little forgiveness is that, it takes a little time to trust ourselves to be present with some things that are big feelings or big emotions or big topics inside of us. And yeah, the component that I think feels most nourishing is that you're doing it in community, that you're doing a thing individually because truly when we go to sleep, like it's we close our eyes and we go internally. Where we go, there's a variety of places, I'm sure. But, it's really nice to know that there's the collective, that there's a place that you can turn to and share your dreams, ask questions, have the whole community aspect of hearing what other dreams are coming through for other people. So I really love that piece of the puzzle is so like integral to the work.
And Carl Jung, one of the great grandpas of dreams, he said dreams aren't winning any popularity contests. I'm paraphrasing, but dreams are scary. They do shake us up. They bring us in touch with emotions we might have been avoiding. They also bring us in touch with bliss and ecstasy and healing and guidance and wisdom, all the goodies. But it's not without those challenging parts. And as you said, you never know what you're going to get when you close your eyes. You might get a comedy, you might get a horror show. You just don't know, a love story,
Yeah.
an erotic story. You just don't know. So I am a big fan of teddy bears,
Mm-hmm.
lullabies,
Mm-hmm.
prayers and blessings at bedtime,
Mm-hmm.
gratitude practice at bedtime and when you wake up. So, really surrounding dream time with a little extra comfort, coziness, blessings, and
Yeah.
anything that makes you feel comforted and safe. And to acknowledge the fact that you're doing something big. It's important.
I love that. And what advice would you give looking back at your own kind of dream career? Um, what advice would you give yourself at a younger stage who is just getting started developing a relationship with their own dreams or getting comfortable with the strength of their dreams?
I think the best message that we can give ourselves and one another, and that I could give my young self, but really she, I think, knew more than I do. I think that my young
Yeah.
self was very wise about dreams,
Yeah.
but to always remember that they're coming in the service of health, help, and healing,
Mm,
and also to remember that there's nothing more natural in the world than dreaming.
I love that. I love that. Just pure and simple and straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's really not much complicated about dreaming. We make it complicated. Um, we've come to believe that we need experts.
Yeah.
We only need each other. We do need each other. It's hard to sometimes see our own dreams and to find the magic and the healing in dreams that seem disconcerting, disquieting, or just downright mysterious. So we do need each other.
Yeah.
But they are ours. The dreams are yours, they're ours. And in terms of the collective, they weave us together in a web. Whenever we dream in a group, we start to have synchronicities, we start to have shared imagery. That's one of the fun parts of this process. And they remind us that, like the trees, our roots are connecting in this sort of underground sphere.
Mm,
So, if I can offer one last thing, you'd asked for me to offer some tips for people.
yeah.
Look at your dreams at least two different ways. Look for the messages that they're giving to you for your own health, help, and healing.
Mhm.
But also ask your dreams, what messages might you be giving me? Or look to any dream and ask, what message might there be here for the collective, for the family, for the community, for the earth family?
Yeah.
And one way to do that, usually we write our dreams out as I, right? I'm being chased or I'm
Mhm.
lost. Try writing we, right? We are running. We are lost. Look at how it changes when you write that dream in the third person. Um, the first
Very cool.
person, plural.
I love that. I love that. I'm going to try that tonight. When is so the next one would be on, we just passed an equinox. So the
Yeah.
next one would be on a solstice, right?
Yes, and in fact, because I know about this summit coming up, I tweaked our dream date, our collective dream date, so that people who might be tuning into this and want to give this a try can jump right in without having to wait for the next one.
Ooh, that's
So
exciting.
yes, I have this beautiful community of dreamers in mind, and I know that our regular dream community will be thrilled that we are tweaking it to welcome some new people. So we're
Fabulous.
going to do our group dream night near the new moon. So that'll be March 28th, a little bit past the regular time. March 28th,
Fabulous.
that's Friday night. And we do it that way. So even if you don't remember a dream Friday night, you have the weekend. So we keep
Cool.
the door open.
Very cool. And so I heard that you have a little gift for people who are watching, something special for them.
Absolutely. I'm going to offer a lovely little booklet on 5 steps to incubating or inviting a dream for global healing. And it has some journal prompts in it
Mm,
and some tips and techniques. And it'll just be a really nice resource to help people get started.
cool. Almost like a little mini journal to get you started.
You got it.
That's so exciting. Well, do you have any last words that you'd like to offer us before we wrap up today?
Well, of course, I want to wish everybody who's tuning in sweet and healing dreams.
Hmm, thank you. That's very I think we all need that's it's such a time when I go to sleep and I wake up and I have these like delicious dreams that I'm like, oh, like it brings another like level of rest when I kind of wake up in those spaces of feeling really cared for and nurtured. So, hearing you invite that for us feels really like yeah, I get that.
Absolutely. The first step is just to enjoy them, marvel at them.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
don't need to work hard.
In all of their humanness and all of their interplanetariness.
All of their glory.
Yeah. Fabulous. Well, thank you so much. And if you do want to follow up with Sivia, the links will be down below. But go ahead and check out thirdhousemoon.com. And her online newsletter is This Dream is a Poem. So please go check out Sivia's work if you feel inspired. And the 350 Dreamers group is right around the corner. So thank you again, Sivia, and it's been lovely chatting with you.
My pleasure.
Absolutely. All right, so I am going to stop the recording. I always edit out that last little